Welcome to the Man of Recaps. This is You, Season 5, the final season. Stalker Joe Goldberg is living his dream back in New York with his own identity, thanks to his current you, his wife, billionaire Kate Lockwood. She even managed to get Joe's son back from the couple he abandoned with when he was a baby. As a hot young CEO, Kate Lockwood is kind of a celebrity, which makes Joe kind of a celebrity too as her hot, full-time supportive husband. Now Kate wants to do good in the world, so she's making the company give up some profits, which of course the board doesn't like. Kate's biggest enemy is her sister, Reagan, who is supposed to be CEO herself and is real mad Kate took the job. Reagan has an identical twin, Maddie, who is not really in the business, she's a dumb party girl. Their half-brother, Teddy, from their father's affair, was kept from the family, but now Kate brought him in to be her executive assistant. The last player is Uncle Bob, who's always been on Kate's side, so the genre Joe is in this season is a corporate family drama like Succession. And indeed, now the backstabbing begins as Uncle Bob betrays Kate. He's gonna leak the evidence of how years ago, at her father's orders, Kate built a pipeline that killed a bunch of kids. Backed into a corner, Kate's like, Joe, I know we're trying to be good people these days, but this one last time, we might have to kill Uncle Bob. So Joe's finally found a perfect relationship with a woman who accepts his dark urges. Meanwhile, back at Mooney's bookstore, which Joe has bought and is planning to reopen. But tonight, someone has broken in, and turns out it is a beautiful young woman. She's a wannabe writer, Louise, who goes by her pen name Bronte. And she's got a fun vibe, the starving artist, bohemian intellectual, which is just Joe's cup of tea. But he's in a wonderful marriage with Kate, so he resolves to not fall obsessively in love with her. Of course, he tempts fate by giving her a job at the bookstore, so they'll spend a lot of time together. And when he finds out she's kind of homeless, he gives her his old apartment upstairs, which is definitely not going to be our secret love pad. No, definitely not. Now there's more trouble in the Lockwood family as Kate's evil sister Reagan is coming after her, picking up where Uncle Bob left off. In fact, she suspects Kate killed Uncle Bob and is looking into it. Joe's like, oh no, guess we gotta kill her. And Kate's like, you jumped to murder really quick. Like, that's supposed to be a last resort. Kate only knows about a few of Joe's murders, and the way he explained it, it was self-defense. But now she's starting to get concerned that he likes killing a little too much. Joe decides to kill Reagan anyway. He figures Kate will forgive him later. But right now, someone else is coming to kidnap Reagan. Turns out it's just her husband though, they're doing a sex role play. When he runs off, Joe busts in to kidnap Reagan for real, and for the first time in a long time, his clear cage has a new occupant. But wait, what's this? Reagan is still out there. Yes, it was Maddie having an affair with her sister's husband. Joe, you kidnapped the wrong twin. Turns out Maddie hates her evil twin because Reagan stole the man she loved just to spite her. So Joe has a crazy idea to make Maddie an accomplice in killing her twin, then impersonate her and take her place. So Joe goes to kidnap Reagan, which is a bit of a struggle, but in the end he gets her. In the glass cage of emotions, the twins try to talk it out, but Reagan is still just the worst, and so Maddie kills her. Then Maddie, impersonating Reagan, steps down from the board, cedes full control to Kate. Joe's like, wow, it all worked out, but Kate knows he did something. Now Kate's scared of Joe, starts sleeping with a knife under her pillow, so their marriage is not going great. At the bookstore, Joe and Bronte continue to flirt. Her genre of choice is smutty fantasy romance, which Joe thought was lame, but now he starts to see the appeal. And before too long, his inner monologue changes. Bronte becomes his new you. These two begin a torrid affair. Joe and Bronte get it on. But now Joe finds a suspicious note that she's leaving town without explanation. Bronte has a douchebag ex that Joe has loved protecting her from, so Joe puts on his stalker cap, breaks into this guy's apartment, and it sure looks like he kidnapped her. He tracks them down just in time to rescue her, and in the fight, Joe doesn't hold back. Oh, he kills this guy. But now some of her friends rush in with a camera to catch him in the act, and Bronte's working with them. Oh, Joe, you done got played. Turns out Bronte was a writing student, and her TA was Guinevere Beck, Joe's you from season 1. After Joe killed Beck and finished her book, Bronte could easily spot the parts Beck did not write. She started investigating Beck's death and found some friends doing the same, including the son of the man Joe framed, Dr. Nicky. Believing Joe was the one who killed her, they made a plan to get close to him, but Bronte accidentally got too close, started to fall for Joe for real, and now believes he's innocent. The abusive ex was originally an act, but now these two have a fight for real. So when Joe walked in and found them like that, he was just protecting her, so Bronte takes Joe's side and says it was self-defense. So Bronte goes back to Joe, and to build trust, she locks herself in the cage. Sorry I deceived you, but I do now love you for real. Then Joe goes in to tell his truth. I like killing people if I'm killing them to protect you. And Bronte's like, that's kinda hot. So Joe has finally found a woman who loves him, dark urges and all. Of course, he hasn't told her that he killed Beck and all the other women he previously loved. That would probably change things. So Joe and Bronte are madly in love and are planning to run away together. Kate, meanwhile, is very mad about the affair and the murder, but she can't turn Joe in for what she knows because she's implicated in those crimes. So in classic rich person style, they're gonna sweep that all under the rug and have a nice, quiet, private divorce. But Kate's taking custody of their kid, which Joe absolutely won't accept. So Joe's going to kidnap Kate, but it was a trap. Now Joe's the one locked in the cage, and Kate's been working with some new friends, Nadia, who he framed in England, and Marianne, who he thought he killed but remember survived. They let Joe have it, telling him how he ruined their lives, but even now Joe doesn't get it. He's like, everything I did was to help you. But Joe's got a backup plan for just this situation. He's got a spare key in his arm. When Kate comes back down to kill him, Joe gets the jump on her and shoots her, but she knocks him out too. Meanwhile, unrelatedly, Maddie's upstairs with a plan of her own. She's been racked by guilt, has decided Joe's the bad guy, and is gonna burn his bookstore down. But Bronte gets there just in time, and she rescues Joe. So Joe and Bronte run away together to begin their happily ever after. But when Joe least expects it, Bronte pulls a gun. Yeah, Joe, the jig is up. Earlier, she talked with Marianne, and once she heard her story, it's pretty obvious Joe's the bad guy. And now we get Bronte's inner monologue about how she couldn't let Joe die in the fire because she needs him to confess to killing Beck. Now she's got Joe right where she wants him. He throws a bit of a tantrum. Why do the women I love always end up betraying me? Maybe because you're a psycho killer? This of course reveals the obvious massive flaw in her plan. She's trapped in the middle of nowhere with an experienced psycho killer. In the end, he gets her into the lake and Joe kills Bronte. But turns out Bronte survived. Yeah, she faked it, stopped struggling early. And she did actually call the police, so Joe is finally caught. There's no talking his way out of this one. All the evidence comes out, and Joe's finally facing justice for all the people he's killed and the women he's hurt. And the ones who survived him thrive. Bronte re-edits Beck's book, cutting out Joe's parts, and finally gets justice for Beck. And Kate survived the fire. She gets a happy ending as she's raising Joe's son to be a good man. And Joe Goldberg, in prison for life, still believes he was the good guy here, but he'll never meet another you, except through the letters he gets from crazy fans. And that's where You comes to an end. If you liked this recap, hit that subscribe button for more of the best recaps of TV and movies.